Thank you, Madam Speaker. Madam Speaker, I rise to make my contributions to the presentation of the Prime Minister of the budget address and also the estimates for 2018-2019. In his budget address, Madam Speaker, the Honourable Prime Minister defined the budget preparation as a routine event. It cannot be a routine event, Madam Speaker. The budget address and the estimates is planning for the short term. So the principles of planning must be observed. There must be consultation. There must be review, implementation and monitoring and adaptation. So therefore, it is no wonder, Madam Speaker, that the previous budgets prepared by this administration has not been able to achieve their targets because they treat it as routine. Madam Speaker, the Honourable Lennox Linton, the leader of the opposition, presented the detailed internationally accepted process for the preparation of national budgets. And the United Workers' Party, the government in waiting, will adopt and follow these procedures, Madam Speaker. Madam Speaker, planning for a country, planning for anywhere without knowing the size of the population, you cannot plan properly. And here it is, the government is presenting a budget and estimates area, 700 square meters, 750 square meters. Population, 2016, blank. Population, 2017, blank. We just came from a very catastrophic event. Thousands of people left this country. And you're telling me you're preparing a budget and you don't even know the population size? You can't even give the nation what is the population size of this country, and that you're preparing a budget for this country? Incompetence, not taking the process seriously. Madam Speaker, not taking the process seriously. It's like a parent. It's like a parent preparing food, not knowing the number of children she's cooking for. What you will have, Madam Speaker, shortfalls, waste, or you have to cook another pot. No wonder we have so many preliminary estimates, Madam Speaker, by this government after the budget preparation. Madam Speaker, this budget presentation suggests to us that thought was not given. There are errors and of omission, substantial errors, where for example, as observed by the leader of the opposition, a document which came to Parliament and amended to show that there was a $28 million shortfall. Here we are presenting another document comprising the national budget, and the same error is contained in there, Madam Speaker. That's substandard work being presented to the highest body in this country, Madam Speaker. It cannot be accepted. It cannot be accepted, Madam Speaker. Madam Speaker, I would like to respond here to some observation made by speakers before me. The Honourable Minister for Foreign Affairs, Senator Barron, just made the observations of the fact that there are many international visitors to this country post-Maria. It is a fact, and that is how it's supposed to be, because it's a defining event of biblical proportion, as informed us. So therefore, we can expect to have international visitors concerned about this country coming to see us. And Madam Speaker, the members on the other side like to look back, looking back on what the United Workers' Party did. But under the Labour Party, we had a crisis of our constitution, attempted coup. It was a Labour Party administration. So How can we be talking about one administration of the past 18 years, but we do not want to talk about the same the same party, the Labour Party, having these problems, Madam Speaker? Let us speak. If we're talking about the past, let us talk about the past, and not only of one party, Madam Speaker. Madam Speaker, the Minister of I think is Business Enterprise and member for Portsmouth constituency, Minister of Trade as well. He wrongly attributed what happened in February of 2017, the looting, etc., on the United Workers' Party. But also it's a fact that the government compensated many of the persons whose places were looted, known supporters of the Dominican Labour Party. I am now calling, will the same principle apply to the many places that were looted after Maria because of the failure of the state security system, Madam Speaker? Let us speak to that. Let us speak to that. If we are applying a principle, let us apply the principle consistently and all the time, Madam Speaker. Madam Speaker, the situation before Maria under this administration, we had very weak performance of all the economic sectors, tourism, agriculture, etc. High unemployment.
Order, please. Members will have a chance to respond.
Opponents. Systematic dismantling of the social fabric of this country. Marginalization of professionals in the public service because of political interference. Yes, Madam
when
Speaker.
you say that, you are imputing improper motive, and I insist that you withdraw it and refrain from making such others.
I respectfully withdraw, Madam Speaker.
Good.
Madam Speaker, there was also the waste of resources in poorly planned and executed projects, particularly the housing revolution, Madam Speaker. Massive waste as reflected because of poor management after Hurricane Maria. Small business grant, Madam Speaker. All you had to do was change your color and come. You would get money for under the small business grant prior to.
The member, you will please withdraw that. And I'm warning you, the next time you make any kind of insinuation like that, I will have to ask you to take your seat.
I withdraw,
because
Madam Speaker.
You know very well what you're saying is imputing improper motive.
I withdraw, Madam Speaker.
You will not just say it and withdraw it. I'm warning you.
Madam Speaker, also, there was too high reliance on sustainable resources, particularly the CBI. We have been warned and told that the CBI, you cannot have it as your major revenue source. We know what's happening right now in the Caribbean, right here in Antigua. And therefore, because of the weakness in developing the economic sectors, there's now a heavy reliance on the sale of passports to maintain this country, Madam Speaker. This is what happened before Maria. Madam Speaker, global warming is not new. No, it is not new. It's over 15 to 20 years there. But what we saw was a mismanagement of development throughout, taking lands in the Cabrits, national park lands to give to private investors. And up to date today, we do not know whether we have shares in the development or not, Madam Speaker.
Again, you are imputing improper motive. The member, you said so. You said that they may have shares in it. That is imputing improper motive.
I did not say that. I said up to now we don't know if we have shares in it. That's what I said. That's what I said. I'm sorry if I'm speaking too fast, Madam Speaker, but I want to complete my presentation. My apologies if I'm speaking too fast. Madam Speaker, also, climate change was there. It was under your supervision, this government supervision, that the China Friendship Bridge was built literally on the riverbed, Roseau Riverbed. Under your supervision, that the bridge on the Bath Road was built literally on the riverbed. So climate change has been there. It's the incompetence and mismanagement of this administration contributed to the massive loss of Hurricane Maria, Madam Speaker. Madam Speaker, during the relief supply period, Madam Speaker, unacceptable governance we observed, mismanagement of relief supplies, politicization of relief supply distribution, lack of transparency and What am I doing, Madam Speaker? Please help me understand. Which of the statement I just made that could you help me, please? The statement that I just made right now, which one of them that's imputing improper motive? Thank you, Madam Speaker. Madam Speaker, under the you don't tell me what to do, please. Madam Speaker, under the reconstruction and recovery phase of the process, the United Workers' Party called for discontinuation of the bad development practices observed during the last 17 years of DLP rule. We want to stop the ad hoc approach to development decision-making. For example, the current new housing program, which I will go further into in just a while. Adhere to the National Land Use Policy and National Physical Development Plan that we paid over $1 million for. It was prepared post-Erica. Erica. We were told that we are holding back on it so that we could take into consideration the implications of Erica. And here it is, we are presenting a budget, not one mention of the National Land Use Policy, Madam Speaker. Madam Speaker, we need to consult with stakeholders. We need to stop pushing unsustainable housing types on people. We have to consult with them. We need to strengthen state institutions to develop state services without political interference. We need to inject much needed finance in growth sectors, agriculture, as suggested by the leader of the opposition on this side. Green the economy. We need to have a closer link between tourism and agriculture, Madam Speaker. Put emphasis on overstay visitors. This is where the money is. We need a transportation system that responds to the needs. Remove the road levy. The conditions of the roads in Dominica are too terrible to be charging people a road levy under these conditions, Madam Speaker. Particularly taking into consideration that Hurricane Maria caused much damage to people's vehicles, Madam Speaker. Energy. We advise this government, yes, we need renewable energy. But however, geothermal is not the way to go. It is too costly. It is not creating jobs. The expertise you require, you cannot build it here in Dominica. You should consider solar, hydro, and wind. I am happy, Madam Speaker, that in this budget presentation, they have acknowledged their mistakes, Madam Speaker, and adhered to the advice, Madam Speaker. Madam Speaker, we advise that let the private sector exploit the geothermal potential of the country for export. And let us concentrate in the areas of renewable that we can manage that will create more jobs, Madam Speaker. Madam Speaker, in terms of the environment, resilience is not sustainability. Resilience means that you're building something that will resist certain natural disasters. Sustainability, you're building for now and for the next generation to enjoy. This is what we have to do. So we need to formulate environmental impact study needs to facilitate buffer zones along our rivers, reforestation, protection of sensitive lands and coastal lands. This is what we need to do. And just stop using the word arbitrarily. This is what a United Workers' Party is calling for, and that is what we will do, Madam Speaker. Madam Speaker, we welcome the proposed initiative of government to place a ban on plastics and styrofoams and such material. However, there are cost implications. So they need to consult with the private sector because there could be alternatives. We might find a means to attract new industry in the country in terms of the way we dispose our waste. So don't just because something is there, we say we're going to put a rule. Consultation, consultation, consultation. Madam Speaker, this is what United Workers' Party stands for, and this is what we will do. Madam Speaker, we also welcome the initiative to put in policies in place and adopt policies to integrate the disabled in the society, particularly access to public spaces and buildings, Madam Speaker. We welcome this initiative as proposed in the budget. Madam Speaker, there's proposal to privatize solid waste disposal. I am concerned, and we are concerned about that. Tendering, will there and has there been tendering? What's the cost implications to the householder? And what is the justification for the privatization? Is it that you did not resource and provided the Solid Waste Management Committee with the adequate resources, personal resources, as well as equipment? Now it becomes necessary. Madam Speaker, the implication as to what happened to the public works. Because of the demise of public works, we saw what happened with the poor maintenance of our roads. This is at the back of our heads. So when we are deciding to privatize solid waste collection, please do the consultation, make sure we do it properly, and adhere to the Procurement Act to make sure that we get the right firm at the right price to do it, Madam Speaker. This is what a United Workers' Party government recommends, and we do, Madam Speaker. New housing initiative, Madam Speaker. Madam Speaker, again, we are hearing a number of non-bid contracts. Where is the transparency? Where is the justification? Madam Speaker, we are being told that the government is going to deliver 1,000 homes in 1 year. However, in the estimate before us, there's only $20 million allocated to this. There was a disconnect. What is the contract sum? What is the delivery time? Because you are telling us they're delivering 1,000 homes in 1 year, but 20 million spent in this current financial year. We need explanation. We need an explanation, Madam Speaker. We are also being told that the government is going to build 3,853 units in 14 months. By my estimates, Madam Speaker, this will cost in the region of $424 million, even at $90,000 per unit, not including land, etc. However, in the estimates before us, there's only 62 million allocated. Where is the money coming from? We need explanation. We need explanation. And the same company that is on that we are told will build these 773 units in 14 months is the same company building the Bellevue Shopping project. And in 3 years, they are only able to deliver 91 units out of a 341 units they are required to deliver. It's not consistent. Who are we fooling? Who are we fooling? Give us the information. The information in here is not consistent with what we are being told in the budget address. So I'm asking to explain and give us the explanation, Madam Speaker. Madam Speaker, the United Workers' Party will adhere to the Procurement Act in building housing for the people. We believe that the policy of this administration to build multiple floor apartment buildings in rural areas is unacceptable. Roseau, yes. Newton, yes, where the density is high and land not available. But you cannot go in rural areas where there is so much land available and build 3- and 4-story apartment buildings. The United Workers' Party advocates and recommends duplexes. We recommend row housing. We recommend townhouses so that the people, the occupants will have their house needs and they'll have a front and backyard. This is what we need. And we'll give priority to building, to the beneficiaries who have land to build the homes on their land, Madam Speaker. It is called infill development. There's much land in the communities that you have targeted to do that type of development. This is what the United Workers' Party will do, Madam Speaker. And most importantly, there will be no uncertainty regarding ownership of those units, Madam Speaker. Upfront, we'll let them know how it will be paid for and when and under what terms and conditions they will own those units, Madam Speaker. We'll not hold it over their head that you're still in a government project, Madam Speaker. Madam Speaker, we also ask and recommend the continuation and expansion of the duty-free concession for another year. There are too many people out there still trying to build, and the cost of construction is going up and up and up. And there's no intervention by the government. We are asking that basic materials like roof covering, plywood, galvanized, lumber be placed under price control for a specific period. That is the only way you can ensure you transfer the benefit of duty-free concession to the people, Madam Speaker. Listen to the message and not who it is coming from, Madam Speaker. That's what we advise the government. Madam Speaker, we also wish to discourage the government from building, encroaching on recreational playing fields to put up houses as they're doing at Castle Bruce, in the Kalinago territory, in Grand Fort. This is unsustainable development. You are denying the next generation of recreational space. It is the same principle that you advocate in resiliency. Resiliency is not sustainability. And the practice, and right now the project that you're doing at Castle Bruce, sorry, Madam Speaker.
You have 4 minutes left.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. No, go ahead.
Madam Speaker, I move a motion to add another 5 minutes or 10 minutes to the members' speaking time. Second.
What did you say? I didn't. 4 minutes?
5 minutes, Madam Speaker.
It has been, you second, right? It has been moved and seconded that the member be given a further 5 minutes to complete his contribution. Those in favor? Those against? You have 3 minutes left.
Not going to transform Roseau into a real capital city to attract foreign investment. Go back and adhere to the Roseau Road Reinstatement Project. It is right on the desk of, in the shelves of the Ministry of Communications and Works, Madam Speaker. Madam Speaker, I'd also like to urge the government that there are more important priorities than doing the East Silo Block Bridge at this time. There are 6 lanes in and out of Roseau, 6 lanes. Yet you have, for example, the Piditsufria-Rosalie Road, not done. After 10 years, you have the Layo River area with 1 lane of the bridge above, upstream of the other one damaged. Major storm could damage the other one. Right there, you have 40% or more of your population cut off from Roseau. So why not give priority to these issues rather than an East Silo Block Bridge where you have 6 lanes in and out of Roseau? Set up your priorities right, Madam Speaker. Set it right, Madam Speaker. Well, she comes in, I can't do nothing about it. So, Madam Speaker, we welcome a number of initiatives for the Castle Bruce constituency, which includes the farm access road, which includes the rehabilitation of the Castle Bruce Primary School, Good Hope Resource Center, Piditsufria, and also the rehabilitation of the Castle Bruce platform pavilion at Castle Bruce. However, there is urgent need for assistance, Madam Speaker. There are too many people in the constituency still in hurricane shelters. We need for the access roads to farms, plain fields in Piditsufria, Good Hope. There's need for attention in those areas. The many solar lights still sitting in the playing field in your constituency, Minister for National Security. Distribute it to the rural areas. Have them distribute to rural areas. The intention to light up the highways may be a good intention, but particularly the Poncasse Melville Hall Highway, the proximity of those lights is having a real aesthetic impact on the greenery of the area. And if you notice, ownership is not there, because as soon as the hurricane came and destroyed the lights, people came and they looted it. If it was in the rural areas where lighting is required, I'm sure they would have protected it. So give priority to the communities, people in these tracks where people work in the village. The lights along those roads are too close, 50-feet interval. It is impacting too much on the natural area of the area. This is what we are saying. And please, I hope that you take the advice. Madam Speaker, in the...
Your time is up, eh? One sentence. One sentence.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. Madam Speaker, the United Workers' Party plan presented by the Leader of the Opposition.
I don't have an assistant there.
The United Workers' Party plan presented by the by the Leader of the Opposition is the better plan for the development of this country for the next year. What would advise this government? Yes, there are some strong, good proposals in the plan address presented by the Honorable Prime Minister. Integrate them with that of the United Workers' Party plan. Adopt this plan as the plan for the development of this country over the next year, Madam Speaker.